So going into my library, the first thing I want to do is click on the control panel, and that's what it looks like. Now I'm not going to resize it because I'm presuming that it's going to put itself on the pad, the mat rather, on the correct sizing. So I'm going to leave that alone, but what I did want to do was make it a print and cut feature. So you've got patterns here that are pre-installed, so you just click on your item. It doesn't have to be this, it can be anything, and then you can click on the patterns and it will fill it in, and you can see what it's doing. Let's go to one that's a bit more easy to see. Here we go. So you can see here, this is one part of the pattern and it fills it, and then another part it fills that square again, and the reason it's a different size is because it fills it, that section, separately. But I wanted to use my own patterns because I thought some of my designs that I had on my computer already would be really cool. So I've actually been importing a few, but I've got one more to show you that I fancy putting in, so I thought I'd show you how to do it. Now, I'm sure there's a better way than I'm doing it, to be honest, that would put it into my patterns. So I'm going to look at that in due course, but at the moment it's popping them into my designs. So I'll have a look when we do this next one and see if there's another category we can pop it in. But all I need to do, I've imported it, which I'll show you, as I say, in a moment. I make sure that my item that I want to, my cut that I want to fill, is got them highlighted like that, and then I go to the pattern that I want, so say this lovely yellow one, I double click on it, and then I go back to my design here, and there we go, Bob's your uncle, as they say. It's all filled with my pattern. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how I imported a new design. So I went over to File, Import to my library, and when it comes up it's got the Silhouette Studio files, so you need to click on that and change that to all files, because otherwise you won't see anything. So these are some Nitwit designs that I've got, so I'm going to go into one up here that I thought was quite cute, and I've got them on super large so that I can see the patterns without having to keep opening them. And I think I'm going to try this lovely blue daisy, so I'm going to double click on that, and I think this might be maybe where it is. I don't know. No, that's just a category. Okay, so it's given it a file name. I don't bother with the keywords or anything, so I'm just going to click OK. When I then go into here, it's added that design into there. So then, and it's in the section called My Own Designs. Okay, I had a hunt about and had a look on Google and stuff, and it seems to be that the My Pattern section in your library here is a feature that becomes active if you have the designer edition, and basically all you would need to do is drag and drop. So you would grab this and drag it like you are here over to My Patterns, but obviously in this edition it's not allowing me to do that. So I think that that's just one of the things that you get as an upgrade. So what I will do now is go and print this onto vinyl, I think would be the thing to do. So I'm hoping I've got some white, oh yes I have, I've got some white printable vinyl. I think it's actually Silhouettes. And then I'm going to go back to my home page, and I want that bit there with the page. I want to set it to an A4 piece of paper or vinyl, because that's what my printer is. And then, oh, hang on a minute though, because we're printing, we need to first of all set our registration marks. So we'll show registration marks just by clicking on that, nice and easy. Pop that sort of in the cornerish. You don't want to go over these hatched lines, and you don't want to go outside that big red line there, so you need to make sure of that. You can make these smaller or bigger, but I've just got it on the auto and I think that's just fine. Okay, so I think I'm all set now for printing and cutting. So the first thing I will do is hit the printer key here, connect to my printer, click on that. Okay, so I'm all connected to my printer. I found the printable vinyl. It was actually a Cricut Imagine printable vinyl, so I'm hoping that will be fine. I've cut it to A4 size to go through my printer, because obviously normally that printable vinyl would go through the Imagine for printing. So now let's click on our print. And I'm going to go on my preferences here to first of all select the rear tray, and then I'm going to also have a little look and see what paper. I have no idea. Let's go for a semi-gloss so that because it is slightly slippery, let's hope that that's going to be okay. And then print OK, sorry, press OK and press print. Hope my printer is recognising itself, because it sometimes gets a bit temperamental. Oh yep, it's online, that's a good sign. Okay, that seems to have printed out beautifully, so now I'm going to take it over to the silhouette, which I will just sort out connecting. Okay, so now we're at the cut part, so I'm going to click on the cut here, and we want to skip the printing. Load the mat. And it's asking whether it should detect the registration marks, so I will say yes, detect them automatically. So it's going to make a lot of noise. So that's all done. And now we're going to set our settings. So we're looking down here for vinyl, printable paper, printable heat transfer, sticker paper. It says Silhouette brand, but let's hope it's similar. So we're going to do it on blade 2. So I'm just going to change my blade. Change the blade, just unlock it, take it over to our little hole over here and just twist it until you get to blade 2. Pop it back in. If you want to see that in more detail, I've got it in a very early silhouette video, so pop back to that one. And now all I'm going to do is press cut and hope that it works. And I'm thinking at blade 2 it should be like a kiss cut. And what I mean by kiss cut is that it does the top layer of the vinyl but not the lower layer, so you've still got a complete sticker. I'm just going to see if it has cut through enough, which I can't find an area to test. There we go. No, I think it needs to go again, so before unloading it, all I'm going to do is do a second cut. So we just click that again, and I'm going to leave it on the same blade and see if just going through a second time just makes a difference. But it seems to me that with the Cricut it must be slightly thicker vinyl or different, so we'll need to have done it perhaps at a deeper blade. But we'll see this time if it gets through. If not, we'll just take the blade a bit deeper. Okay, yep, that's gone through that time, so we're just going to unload the mat. Actually, to be honest, although I'm saying, well, I hope it's okay, because we've got the registration marks, it actually doesn't matter if I unload it, because it should actually find it anyway. So I just caught it here. You can just see, there we go. So I'll leave that for a minute, and I'm just going to wipe off my little control panel here. Okay, so here it is, and I think that's such a pretty pattern, and You could use, as I say, the transfer tape. I think it would be quite difficult over this. Okay, so what I've done is I've pulled this plastic off, which comes on the front, and it has the power and pause, and it's just a little slotty and thing, so it's nice and easy. And then I'm going to put my vinyl underneath that, because then my power and pause symbols, writing, will then be on top. So we're just going to gently position this, and it's got like a piece of paper underneath as well, which is a bit annoying. I might even take that out. So let's remove that as well, because it's just all getting in the way, to be honest. So then let's just pop that down. You could leave it there if you wanted like the white behind. So I'm just sticking it down, making sure it's all nice and smooth and stuck. And then I'm going to get my piece of plastic back, not the white. I'll keep that somewhere safe so that if I ever want to replace it. And if you notice on the white piece, it's got the little holes but to sew the light, so you could always pierce that through if you want, but to be honest, I'm not that bothered. And then you just slot those in at the bottom, holding them in, and then slot the two at the top, and there is it finished. So nice and simple to do, and printing it out using those gorgeous Knitwit design. Okay, so there it is finished, and I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. I love that Knitwit pattern. The only thing I think that I personally might have added later, if I'd have realised, is these little holes where the lights show through. So I may add that in using my white piece there as a template, but I may just leave well alone, because you can kind of see it. It's very bright with the lights that I've got shining on for the camera, but I think when the normal lights are on, it will probably show fine. But in any event, I'm not sure it's really a big deal, because when the power's on, this is so bright on its own, so I don't think it really matters. But anyway, I think that looks really pretty, and I think it's nice because you can, you know, make the changes. You could have a Christmas one or whatever. I probably won't. I probably will leave it because I like that at the moment. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed making this little project with me, and I'd love to hear your comments, and I will see you all again soon. Thanks for watching.